To a great many Americans, that appears to be a pervasive pattern of political bias. Do you agree with that assessment?
Senator, let me say a few things about this. First, I understand where that concern is coming from because Facebook and the tech industry are located in Silicon Valley, which is an extremely left-leaning place.
Now, if you think on the right, then they want to attack you. Then they want to demonize you, and if they could shut you down and silence you and find some sort of a bullshit excuse to do so, in a lot of cases it seems like some folks lean in that direction. And this is where it gets dangerous, because you can't, it's like if someone says, hey, if I knew how to fight, I'd run in front of Peach, I'd just fuck everybody up. Well, you'd be dead in a year, because eventually people are going to kick your ass and kill you. You can't just beat people up.
Well, yeah, exactly. If you can one-on-one beat somebody,
right, but it's that,
everyone gangs up against you.
It's that childish mentality. I'll just knock this person out and nothing else will happen. Like, that's not, you're setting a whole thing in motion. When you silence someone, you're setting a whole thing in motion. And this is something that we're all learning. This is what we have to come to grips with. Social media has only been around for a really short amount of time. It's only been around in this kind of form for 10 plus years, and we're figuring it out. And these people that think that they can just silence people and shut people down without it having a bad effect on all of us, it's not right. It's not right.
Over 75 years ago, former US President Franklin D. Roosevelt once warned us of the dangers private powers can have on democracy. He said, "The liberty of democracy is not safe if the people tolerated the growth of private power to a point where it becomes stronger than the democratic state itself." That, in its essence, is fascism. Ownership of government by an individual, by a group, or any controlling private power. By and large, that private power is, of course, Facebook. The revolution that open media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Google, and YouTube, created in the mid-2000s is undeniable. The new technology allowed for breakthrough abilities in communication and free speech to the likes of which the world had never seen before. The tycoon platforms would maintain their decentralized system for a little over 10 years, until 2016, where a mixture of too much power, left-wing boardrooms, and the 45th President of the United States collided, and the world began to witness the shutdown of freedom of speech. The very first notable writer to be banned was conservative Milo Yiannopoulos in 2016 on Twitter's platform. This new behaviour would create a floodgate effect and see a barrage of writers and commentators silenced, which included Jordan Peterson, Alex Jones, and Dennis Prager, just to name a few. Mr. Prager, founder of Prager University, would even go on to file a lawsuit against Google. Prager said, "Google is transparently ideological, and there is no question that they censor conservative information." The court case came to no avail, with the judge ruling YouTube isn't a public forum, run by a state actor. Prager would hit back, stating Google needs to say, "The truth is, we are not a conduit for free expression. We are here to, in fact, promote our views that are on the left." Being taken to court would not seem to hold the purge of political pages, nor understand that an anti-free speech communication platform would lose its value. So much so that in 2018, Facebook announced that it removed over 1,000 pages and accounts. This sudden change from a decentralized platform to a centralized platform, among the uprising of distrust and fake news, has seen Facebook lose 15 million users in the US since 2017, most of whom were millennials and teens. This evolution of once great media behemoths has left many conservative and liberal free thinkers to jump ship to new platforms. The emergence of free and unregulated platforms such as Minds and Telegram are beginning to gain momentum, especially as Google and Facebook continue to ban commentators that don't share their political ideology. We are living in a time now where the world is both incredibly fascinating yet equally frightening. I am fascinated by how Google and Facebook don't seem to understand that freedom of speech and communication is what made their global revolution. But I'm equally as frightened that they would power trip and actually take away people's freedoms and silence those who don't share their opinion. A path to redemption is coming. There is zero chance that this breach of power can be maintained. Noam Chomsky once said, "Censorship is never over for those who have experienced it. It is a brand on the imagination that affects the individual who has suffered it forever." Those who have been silenced will not give up. Those who have been silenced will ultimately not remain silent. A path to redemption is coming.